What is going on, everybody? Pretender here. Today I'm here with a channel update, so not going to be just Starro related, just going to be practically talking about what's going on, everything that's been happening with Starro. Of course, I'll start off with that because it's a Starro channel, what's been happening in my life, other games. I've done channel updates before. I haven't done one in a quite some time now, and I know I've had a lot of new people come to the channel. You know, most people won't watch this anyways, so if you're here, you're cool. But yeah, so I'm going to be talking about Starro first, starting off, then talk about other games, what's been happening, other stuff, what's been happening in life, and what I do plan on doing for content going forward. Just, you know, the general channel update stuff and just kind of what's been going on. So before I get to this video, still drop a like, drop a sub, hit the bell for more videos like this and more personal type videos. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about Starro, obviously, as I am a Starro channel. There's been a lot of stuff with content creators, you know, been quitting because of the whole caster situation. They're not really happy with the direction of the game, which I completely understand personally. I will say right now, I have no plans on quitting anytime soon. I will keep making videos and I will keep playing the game because I still do enjoy the game. I've already said multiple times regarding the caster stuff, all that kind of, you know, drama with the whole global passive. I've already given my piece on it. I'm not really going to talk about it too much, but I know a lot of people have been quitting. General players, content creators. I understand you may not be happy with the actual direction of the game. It might be getting too much for you with everything going on. I have my own opinions about it and I'll keep them to myself for now. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. If you guys do think that I may be, you know, getting tired of it as well and I might quit as well, I will not be quitting. I will keep making guides. I'll keep making videos. As I still really do enjoy the game. I still love using the characters. I still love the characters themselves. So I have no plans on stopping doing content right now. But when it comes to the actual enjoyment of the game, so we did just have 3.1 end. After that long drought of nothing to do, we finally are in the anniversary update, and so I've been playing it, and I'm not gonna lie with you guys, it doesn't really feel like an anniversary patch, I can't lie. So we obviously had, you know, the pay-to-play side, you know, spending event, pack events. I already bought all that stuff because, you know, it's pack resets and I spend money on the game, you know. It was gonna happen, you know, first time bonus is always a good thing for me. And honestly, that was the best part. Veer Spender, that felt like the best part. So we have the, I guess, the idle event, which it's just kind of clicking, you know, over and over again. You go in, you click for a while, and then you're out. And then we got the story chapter, and that was it, honestly. I like doing the story chapter in one sitting, so I am saving it for a later time, so I haven't done it just yet. I did the same thing with 3.1. I didn't do it till honestly near the end because I was doing other things at the time, so I didn't really get the chance to. And I like doing stories, and you know, it could be Starro, it could be Genshin, it could be other games. I like doing them in one sitting, just so I can absorb it all at once for the most part. And so I know that was the only other source of content I had, so I got on, you know, used casters a lot, obviously. And then after that, did the bit of the idle event before it was, you know, locked behind time because, you know, they love doing events like that. And that was honestly it. There was nothing else to really do. You know, a lot of games I feel like do offer, there is events coming out, you know, it's like some time. And honestly, sometimes I feel like they do take a little too long to release these events because, you know, the anniversary just started. And if you do, you could honestly have done the story and use casters in the story and outside the story a lot. Did the event because it's time gated and you would have nothing to do practically within the same day. I just, once again, wanted to mainly use casters and also just, you know, get that out the way, the one that was, you know, available. And then I wanted to save the story for what I really did want to, like, you know, fully read it because I always read the story. And I want to allocate the full time for that because usually the story chapters are pretty long, but past that, there really is nothing to do. No events really besides the current one. I know there are coming, but, you know, we had to wait after the anniversary started, so it doesn't really feel like an anniversary patch. Kind of just slow patch, really. It's just like, you know, we have the anniversary stuff for the pay side, but it doesn't really feel much on the free side besides a bit of extra pulls we are getting. Everything else, for the most part, does feel kind of standard. And they also do it really weird. They advertise all the anniversary stuff in, like, the first half, but we don't actually get it till, like, you know, the later half because the anniversary is actually on the 26th of April. And so we don't really get anything anniversary related properly besides the login until around the 26th where everything actually is given to us. So even more winning there despite being advertised so early. So I don't know, like playing the game itself hasn't really felt like that much because there's not really much to do for me. Again, I have the story, but that's about it. I've already practically used every single team combination I wanted to use with casters already, so there's like not much I can do there either. It's mainly just waiting for the event so I could probably suffer through, see what kind of cancer they give us this time, and then wait for an Axa where I could repeatedly just, you know, test the unit again, even more. So, Starro, it's kind of been stale to me, I'm not gonna lie. I love using casters, she's actually pretty fun to use, way more fun than I thought she would be, with all my proper units being utilized and such, so that's good, I guess, but yeah. When it comes to everything else, it's kind of, you know, stale. Yeah, we talked about Starro and how I feel about it. We talked about my content direction. So I will say right now I am going to be starting school again later this year. So I will probably start getting busy around the later half of this year. There's still a while till we get the later half of this year and when I start. And once we do get to them, if I'm still making content, which I have 98% chance I probably still will be, we're probably gonna have to slow it down a bit because, you know, I try to daily upload now again. I did take like a pretty big break around like the first like 1-2-ish months of this year where I didn't take a full break. I just didn't upload as much. And then I got hit with a massive sickness. And, you know, around the second half of March is when I came back and started properly uploading again. But yeah, we'll have to see. Depends on how busy I get with school and such. I'm gonna hope it's not gonna be too busy where I can still at least record maybe a video a day. I'm gonna assume it's not gonna be that busy, so let's just hope. But in the case where I do get too busy, then you guys will know why. I will obviously post updates when that does happen. You know, we still have months and months and months till I get to that point. So for now, I'm not really gonna be doing anything else because I, you know, don't have school for a while. But yeah, besides that, you know, just had my birthday a few days ago. Didn't really do anything because it was on a Monday, so I honestly couldn't do anything. There was nothing to do. Everyone was still busy. We're probably doing something later this month, so that'll be fun, I guess. So cool thing to look forward to in my life. You know, I might not upload that day just because, you know, enjoy what's going on. Don't really get the chance to do that too much anymore, so might as well. And now let's sort of talk about other games. So as I do this in other channel updates, I talk about other games I play. Alongside Starro, I do still play Genshin. I do still play Arknights. I'm still waiting on Enfield. And I actually did not mention this yet, but I did actually get back into Wuthering Waves when 2.0 came out. I came back for Carlotta, and as I will flash right here, I have an S6 Carlotta. Don't ask how that happened. It just happened. I came back to the game because of her, and I also came back to the game because of Brant, because those two were super, super cool. Carlotta also had Reens from Fate JPVA, so I had to get her. I had to go crazy. And she's also just super cool. Love her design. Love how she is in the story from the bit I did read. She's super fun. Honestly, Wuthering is a really fun game. I just absolutely despise farming echoes, but like, you know, who does like farming echoes in that game? It's honestly the reason I don't play it as much as I should, because I still have builds on my characters. Like my Carlotta is built, I'm about to say good. My Brant is built alright, but like, yeah, I just don't want to constantly be farming echoes every single day just because it takes a decent amount of time per character. But all my characters besides Carlotta really has an upgrade potential. You know, a lot of them are not like, you know, fully utilized. A lot of them have mediocre builds, and I gotta do a lot in that game, but like, I honestly don't want to. Just because I hate sitting down and farming echoes. It's so annoying. You gotta go through the enemies, kill them all, get to them, and then kill them. Pray you get the drop. If you got the drop, you gotta pray it's the right set. You gotta pray it's the right main stat. Then you gotta pray it upgrades good. So it's like, oh my god. It is still, you know, better than having stamina related stuff with how Starro does it, where we can only get it through actually stamina, and we still have to pray for relatively similar things, but it's still, you know, a much bigger time like that it would be in Starro and like Genshin, because, you know, you just use your stamina and you get off the game. In this, you have to do full on routes if you want to be optimal. So yeah, I got back into Wuthering Waves like a few months ago, so it's been fun, besides farming echoes obviously, but yeah. I also have an S2 Brant. You know, I tried to get S3, but I failed, so that's fun. But yeah, when it comes to Genshin, I honestly haven't been playing Genshin as much as I want to either, just because I've been kind of bored of it. I'm not really the biggest Natlan fan past the main story. I don't really like being inside Natlan, so 5.5, I haven't done the 100% exploration or any of the quests yet, just because I can't be asked. I'm kind of waiting on the Shalodin rerun so I can attempt to summon for her. You know, I gotta grind out everything before, because I have around 50 pity. I have my guaranteed. I have like a whole pity saved. You know, I'm gonna try my best to go for C2 without spending. So we'll see about that. And then Arknights, you know, been playing it. It's casual. You know, it's on your phone. You don't have to play it too much. They just released episode 15 on CN. Not going to spoil anything, but new character is very fire. Got her. She's so fun to use. But yeah, so the last thing I'll talk about is another bigger life-related thing. And it's not like, you know, crazy, but it's crazy to me. So I am actually going to be trying to spend less in gachas just because I am saving up. Well, not saving up, but I am currently buying PC parts. If you guys don't know, the PC I use right now, the PC I use to play games, the PC I use to record, the PC I use to do whatever, has been something I've had for over 5-ish years now. And so obviously it was built, you know, 5+ years ago, and it is definitely showing its age. Some of the parts are starting to like get a little iffy. You know, the power supply and such, you know, the graphics card and CPU are very much, you know, outdated technically now just because of it, but it's, you know, it still runs things fine. But I am finally actually upgrading my computer. I finally decided to make the decision that this year will be the year I upgrade my PC. So that's also going to probably, I hope, actually be able to affect like, you know, video quality and such. Will be recording at higher qualities, just because my PC is going to be able to handle a big stress test whenever I am recording when I need to. Bigger files, because, you know, my new computer build is going to have more RAM, better monitor technically so I can display it for myself, way better specs in every possible format. Nothing will be as good as the one in my PC currently, except my PC currently already has the new SSD I bought, just because I needed to use a new one, and, you know, SSD was something I could put in my current computer, so I did that. So I already have bought the GPU, I've already bought the CPU, that's the biggest parts. You know, I'm broke as hell because of that. So I am actually going to be upgrading my computer, which will require me to spend a bit less on gachas, which is fine because it's not really anything I super want to go crazy on right now. So if there's a time where I may be listing a light code finally and I'm not able to just buy my way there, then that's going to be why. But as I mentioned, I already bought the CPU, GPU. The only next part that's like super pricey is like the motherboard. So once I get that, it will be everything not too bad anymore. You know, obviously still gotta get the power supply, gotta get the case, gotta get maybe some extra fans, gotta get the CPU cooler. But yeah, so having the graphics card I bought last month, I bought a 9070 XT, so that's going to be super fire. Going from a 2070 Super to a 9070 XT is going to be crazy. And then for CPU, I currently have a Ryzen 5 3600X, and I've actually bought the Ryzen 7 9800 X3D, so that's going to be a massive jump. And I honestly cannot wait. I can't wait to play on a really godlike computer. The PC upgrade is going to be something I've been wanting for a while, so I'm finally actually getting to it. Gonna take a little bit longer before I do get a fully built because I'm kind of just buying a part of the month. Last month I bought the GPU when the 9070 XT released. This month I bought the 9800 X3D. Maybe later this month or early next month I'm gonna get the motherboard, and then I'll be able to bundle the other parts because, like, you know, they're closer in price. So they won't be as much as buying, you know, a full GPU. I'm not gonna be spending around $1,000 on one component. So I'm looking forward to finally building that PC because, you know, it's going to be great playing these games at higher quality, being able to record better, being able to render videos faster, especially being able to just, you know, game even better. And yeah, so any other game I've been playing, you know, I've been playing also a bunch of Marvel Rivals. I know, not good for my mental health, honestly, especially with the characters I play, because I tried to actually learn them and get good at them and also learn, like, you know, a few characters, but I have obviously 2 mains. Hey, if you have been watching this video this far, you're golden. If you play Marvel Rivals, comment down below, honestly. I'm sure a lot of people do play it because of how popular it is. But yeah, that practically is it. That's practically just summing up everything that's been happening. So I talked about Starro and content direction, how I feel about the game, what I'm doing for content. I've been talking about other games, personal life stuff, you know, what's been happening with my life, and then also what's gonna happen later in this life. Also talking about me upgrading my computer. So yeah, that practically is it for the channel update. Again, if you watched it this far, I wonder why. If you're actually that interested in what I'm saying, then, you know, honestly, you're goated. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Peace out.